We are joined right now by former acting director of the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and former chief of U.S. Border Patrol, Ronald Vitello. Thank you again for joining us as always. Let's talk about this draft of a bipartisan deal. It would retain Title 42, which would expel those undocumented immigrants for at least a year under the Trump-era policy, while processing centers are created. Again, this is all a draft, but there's some criticism over the plan still allowing too many people into the country. Is this realistic?
I think that if they're counting on a lame duck session to pass a broad immigration bill, even one here that does have some benefits to the enforcement regime, right? More resources at the border to deal with asylum seekers would help the Border Patrol. But why do they have to do this in the lame duck? If this is important enough, let's get it on the floor. Let's debate it. Let's get something out that is really comprehensive in the sense that it gives Americans confidence that we can secure that border. And then if we want to talk about benefits and adding people to the immigrant stream that comes into the country legally every year, then let's do that. What about all the people that are waiting in line for their legal immigration status to be concluded? Now they have to watch us attempt to give amnesty to people who have been here for many, many years. And so if they want to fix this thing, they're talking about Title 42. They're going to give that authority back in this bill. Why don't they just pass the migrant protection protocols as a legal framework? If they want to let people wait in Mexico, give them an opportunity to do due process. That's what ended the flow last time. If they reinstated that program and fully resourced it, we would have a much better situation for our agents and their families on the line.
Well, you talked about some of the resources that they would like to potentially issue, and some of those resources do include raises for border agents, more security along the border, more immigration enforcement, investment in courts and attorneys and asylum officers to the tune of $25 billion. Do you think that's enough money for a plan like this?
The details are important here, right? Are we going to spend it on technology? Are we going to put barriers in place? We're going to hire additional agents and give them the support that they need to do their job. But the framework is important, right? Relying on Title 42 over the long term is not going to be effective. We need to have an immigration framework. We need to have facilities at the border that augment what the Border Patrol is already doing. The idea of additional judges. But if you don't change the threshold for asylum claims and people continue to be released into the United States under claims they will never follow up on, we're going to continue to have this traffic. And so something that closes that framework in a sense that people get to have their due process. But if they don't qualify for relief in the United States, they get sent back. And so if you put all of those things together, Title 42 would be we wouldn't have to address Title 42. You'd have a framework at the border that actually worked for security.
Can I just ask you a real quick question about reforming the asylum process? Is everyone who tries to surrender to Border Patrol and cross illegally today considered an asylum seeker?
It's on them. If they state to the authorities at the border that they are seeking asylum in the United States, then they're referred to an asylum officer. But the threshold for that referral is so low that almost everybody qualifies if they ask. And the problem is that there's no detention for folks. There's no repatriation agreements for many of these countries. And so reforming that law is so that it preserves the opportunity for people who are really being persecuted, either religiously or politically in their own countries, can get relief in the United States. What's happening now is people are coming for economic reasons. They're coming for reasons of violence and insecurity, which is important. We have compassion for that. But under the asylum law as it's currently written, they don't qualify. But their end game here, what's being abused is them being released in the United States. And so that's what we need to look at inside of the framework.
Ronald Vitello, thank you, as always, for being with us on Morning in America.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.